Yep, I think we are live, and I welcome our. Yeah, consider me the host because Bold and Future Leaders is hosting this information session. I welcome those viewers who I'm sure will soon be in big numbers, but right now in our 40-minute session. In this 40-minute session, we plan to do two things, and already two of my fellow speakers of the Bangladesh Leadership Success Seminar, on which the details will be shared. I'm sure many people approached me. They wanted to know more about this program. Besides that, we also want to shed light on what CKH Network has organized, the largest, youth conference, you might say, called Next Gen Leaders Virtual Summit. This summit, I haven't seen in Bangladesh, spanning so many days in a row with so many speakers from home and abroad. From Harvard to Bangladesh and in between. More will be elaborated by Kamrul. This is a breaking news kind of for some of us. This is amazing time. Despite the challenges, I know my extended family and there are situations, but life moves on. There's also an attitude where we accept the reality. We have responded. Now we are recovering. Perhaps in a few months' time, we want to thrive. I don't know. This is the theme of my resilient leadership, the three-step process of any challenges, any crisis, and in this time of pandemic, first is respond, recover, and thrive. I know it's easier said than done. So having said this little introductory thing, we are also expecting M. Shabbir Ali, the Director, Human Resources of the Citigroup, who's our fellow speaker also at the Bangladesh Leadership Success Seminar. So before I talk too much, I want to go to Kamrul. For some of our viewers, we might even say occasionally in Bangla, বাংলায় বলতে পারি, আবার ইংরেজিতেও বলতে পারি। So আমরা দুটো ভাষাতেই ইউজ করে কথা বলবো। We have taken permission from our great friend Ranjan, who said he would understand. So he warned me so that I don't say anything negative about him. I assured him that I wouldn't do so. So off to my dear friend Kamrul, Coach Kamrul's son, founder, CKH Network, and managing director of Sensei Wisdom, a joint venture between, of course, you two. I can see that. Go ahead.
Thank you, Kaji Bhai, for organizing this and for being great support. আসলে উইদাউট সাপোর্ট একটা বিল্ডিং কখনো দাঁড়াতে পারে না। একটা বিল্ডিং এর পিলার লাগে, একটা বিল্ডিং এর উপরে ছাদ লাগে এবং পিলার লাগে, এবং চারিপাশে ঘিরতে হয় ইট দিয়ে অথবা গ্লাস অথবা সামথিং এলস উই গট টু হ্যাভ। So thank you for being the support, and of course Ranjan is the partner, so without any thing. So as you said, because of COVID, we have to think now differently. The things we have stopped thinking, I don't want to begin the same thinking during the COVID. So what I want to do is new thinking in new direction. So that's why I was thinking, in Bangladesh earlier happened 2 days, 3 days summit at max, for the career summit or any kind of summit. I was looking at the number of days. I got 3 days at a stretch, and that's okay. I thought, why not something beyond? Okay, let's make it double, then maybe something like this. Then we was structuring the program, so we got 100 university orientation program. Actually, this is within this 18 to 25. So 100 university teams would be oriented. What team? CKH Network Next Gen Leader Team. So as you have known already, সারা বাংলাদেশ থেকে আমাদের 7,556 7,556 student started learning the online, the soft skill. So this is about 100 hours of soft skill. So we got 150 universities and institutions. And then we have 22,000 registered students. So then it takes time. It takes 2 hours for orientation each batch. So we have got 262 batches orientation multiplied by 2 hours each batch 2 hours.
And each batch, how many students in each batch? I'm just curious.
You know, it's altogether 7,500 students into this 262 batches. So some batch has 30, some batches 40. You know, it's university wise, absolutely university wise. So we thought how to actually now orient our core team at the university. If we want to do it now, 200 institutions, we need 20 days. We cannot actually, for the first phase, we cannot do it. So I thought, okay, let's make it step by step, at least 100 university. So each day, 12 to 15 universities orientation program. So first half, we're beginning from 3. So first 1.5 hour, 3 to 5 p.m. is the orientation program with the student. So this is closed door with the group, with the Zoom sessions, orientation. And then 5 to 11 p.m. is the industry sessions, the panel discussions, keynotes. People would be speaking for various areas. You think people want to know, okay, how can I build my career in supply chain, HR, in as a speaker, trainer, coaches, in sales, marketing, brand, digital marketing, you name it, data analytics. I got, as I was telling, that the contributor from Harvard University faculty to National University of Singapore, to Covent University, University of Hull, to University of Dhaka, to Jagannath University Vice Chancellor, to Pratham Alo Munir Hassan, to Delhi Star, to you, to Ranjan, to Sabbir Ali, the CEOs and dignitaries, everybody. So it's exactly 8 days, 62 hours, 30 plus sessions, 60 plus speakers. So focusing on industry, absolutely entire industry. We want to give our students and professionals the industry insight, but the basic objective is 100 university team orientation and giving this as a learning and the tool. Okay, introduce with this gentleman, Kazi Ahmed. He's the legendary people, get to know him, learn from him. Ranjan De Silva, what they bring to you. So, they might not reach you, they might not reach Ranjan, but, I wanted to facilitate bringing these resources. National University of Singapore, Harvard University, University of Hull. So, okay, so that they know what's going on in the US, even from Uganda, from Kenya, South Africa, so Ireland, so Sri Lanka. So I wanted to give them, do not close your eyes. Do not close your eyes by if you're in Joshua or Sylhet or some colleges. Look at them, talk to them, approach them. I guarantee, I told them, they will not mind if you approach them. Network them, talk to them, ask them. So that's the whole objective of this program.
Absolutely. Kamrul just explained, just shared in finer detail Next Gen Leaders Summit. And you have heard all the numbers. I don't want to repeat it. This is the first of its kind. And some of the students probably would have were never exposed to. তারা কিন্তু দেখেনি, কিন্তু এখন তাদের সুযোগ হবে সেই প্রশ্ন করা, তাদের সাথে তাদের বেস্ট লার্নিংটা নেওয়া এবং ইন্টারঅ্যাক্ট করা, এই প্ল্যাটফর্মে কিন্তু সেটা সম্ভব হচ্ছে। তো no wonder why আমরা bold Bangladesh Organization for Learning and Development as well as future leaders, আমাদের আমার নিজের যে ফার্ম, আমরা we wanted to team up because ভালো কিছু যখন কিছু কেউ করে, অনেক সময় কিন্তু আমি একটু মজা করে বলি, আমরা কেউ ভালো কিছু করলে একটু আমি করতে পারলাম না, উনি করছেন, আমি জানি না শব্দটা হিংসা কিনা বা অন্য কিছু হবে কিনা, কিন্তু I'm out of that and I felt like join hands, rather be part of it, the happening people, because বলা হয় না যে you are the average of the 5 people you work with, you hang out with, your friends. So this is a great opportunity. আমি বলবো আমার বোর্ড মেম্বারদেরকে আমি জানিয়েছি, আবার রিমাইন্ডার দেবো তার জন্য, বিশেষ করে if I may talk about the other program, Bangladesh Leadership Success Seminar. And I don't know, perhaps I can go to Ranjan first to talk about it if you want to. Of course, you yourself is a star speaker in that session. But even though, if you want to share a few things, and then Kamrul can pitch into whichever way between the two of you, whoever wants to speak first about.
Ranjan also knows. Ranjan knows the Pitachi, and Pitachi went to Sri Lanka as well. So Ranjan, please.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
And I've done the right thing. So please, why are you holding it? And this is, he's, as I know, in his own niche, he's the world's #1. So please do share some of the things that.
Thank you so much. First of all, congratulations, Kamrul. I mean, you always keep surprising me. Every time there's something new. If I'm looking at something this level, Kamrul will be like 1,000 times bigger. And that inspires me. I know we started as partners at the beginning, but I may inspire him in some areas. But Kamrul has his own unique gift to the world, because I always believe that each and every person, each and every human being is world class in a particular area. And purposefulness is finding what that world class is, not to be someone else, but be your best version. And that is a living example is Kamrul Bhai, where he's his own version, and because he's his own version, he's writing his own story, and because of that, he can think big, do big, and attract. The law of attraction is working. All the right people are attracted to him because the universe knows that he is here with the intention of really giving something back to the country. And strengthening the youth, empowering the youth, the leadership skills, and that has a huge ripple effect. Once those youth are empowered, they go into organizations, into their universities, into their families. So I'm really impressed about what he's doing. And also thank you, Kazi Bhai. We met each other about 20 years ago. We could join hands, although our hearts were connected long distance. And of course, we always run into each other, do a lot of things together. And I'm really happy to have you. And thank you for coming, bringing Bold in to this whole show, and the future leaders as well. I'm representing Sensei International, which has an arm in Bangladesh headed by Kamrul, which is Sensei Wisdom Holdings. And Sensei is really happy to be a silent partner in everything which has been done. Whatever input we are given is giving through with our heart, intellectual input, anything. Kamrul Bhai is doing a great job running CKH network and the Sensei operation as well. Right now, greetings from Sri Lanka. I am here at the moment. I was with all of you for 10 weeks from mid-March till end of May because of flights not being available. And I believe that that's again what Almighty wanted me to do, because I have spent so much time in Bangladesh the last 20 years. They decided that I need to be there in the first part of the pandemic so that I can be with all of you and experience it and do some contribution. So thank you so much for inviting. I'll request Kamrul Bhai to lead the discussion with regard to the Leaders Summit, which is coming up.
Okay, thank you. So it's fairly simple, because I think the coaching is now an emerging need and requirement as well. So because Kazi Bhai in this industry last 20 years, he can add more value, and he would definitely. So we thought together, why not we introduce this coaching in a big way? Because Kazi Bhai, Future Leaders Bold, they will do as well. We are a strategic partner, so we thought to bring, we thought to bring the, Dr. Pitachi, who is the world's #1 on innovation coach, accredited by some other organization. So he'd be coming and joining with us on 17th. So he has done his several books with Marshall Goldsmith, with and some of the authorities as well. So he'd be coming and sharing.
Maxwell, I guess Maxwell as well.
Yeah. So some of the.
Did you write a book with Maxwell as well?
No. It's not Maxwell. So it's Marshall Goldsmith and some other world-renowned
Okay,
speakers as well.
sure,
So we thought
sure.
if we can bring, he has already established some online coaching certification, also ICF accredited program. So it's just also online based, CCMP, and also some other human resources development certification. ITD World, his organization name is International Training and Development Group. So it's always better to learn from somebody, understand it, and then also do your own version accordingly. So definitely we need to learn somebody, because he has done it and he's doing it. So I thought, why not bringing this in Bangladesh? We'd learn from him and we'd do it according to our way. So by keeping his value and everyone's value. So that's why he's coming and collaborating. So that's how the beginning. So Kaji bhai, so what do you think? And because if we are not spreading
Sure.
this coaching and then creating the leaders, who else will do?
Oh, absolutely. So much so that I think it's been 3 months now that I had a separate show dedicated to discuss about coaching. So in Bangladesh, when we say coaching, I don't want to say much, but I want to say that first they think about, of course, even before that, they think about sports coaching, which is also a great tradition of coaching. And yet, Ranjan will agree with me, the whole world will agree with me. Well, those are also coaching, but I wonder if coaching centers coaching is coaching. It's something else. But sports coaching and those coaching, we sometimes see this is the opposite. I mean, in approach, I would claim, and somebody can debate with me, but the whole point is, whole concept needs to be upended. It has to be turned upside down. I can name 5 multinational companies that, let's say, the last 5 years I have worked with. I don't want to name them because that would be belittling them, in the sense that when I work with the managers and I said, you do coaching? Yes, we do coaching. Every day we do coaching. And I said, okay, can we do a role play? I am your junior colleague. I'm in problem. I have come to you. And before that, I generally know about the industry and the kind of, I do my homework. And then I pretend to be a coachee. And all that person does is, in Bangla, we say, mastering. Okay, sometimes we say, if you are a mentor, you cut the chase and you just say what to do. Again, based on their wisdom, based on they've been there, done that, and they're the ultimate role model. But I'm not talking about mentors. I'm talking about coaches. And yet, you and I, Kamrul, Ranjan, we all know, for instance, that the benefits of coaching. I would share 1 or 2, and then I can throw back to Ranjan, that why coaching should come of age.
Yeah,
My
before
view
that,
is that,
I think I would
please.
agree with you about this misunderstanding of what coaching means. You're totally right. You go and ask, do you coach? Yeah, we coach. And sometimes that coaching is a problem-solving session. It could be an operational meeting. It could be, some advice given in the corridor. Sometimes coaching also is misunderstood, like the poor students are sent for coaching. So that's another thing we have to change, because the word coaching is used. If the students is not good enough, you have to send for coaching. And then they say, oh, our employees are fine, and especially CEOs, because I do CEO coaching. And they would say, why do I need a coach? Because, I'm running this company. So I think you're right. Before you give the examples, I thought I want to add to what you were saying. It is a totally misunderstood notion, misunderstood method. And I think if you can clarify that, that can add a lot of value to organizations. So over to you. I think I interrupted you. Go ahead, Kazim.
No, you didn't. This is wonderful. And you alluded to a CEO or C-level executive. They said, yeah, I do it. But then when we said, do you have a coach? He said, as you said correctly, said, oh, why would I need? As if he knows everything or doesn't need a coach. Then if you give an example of people very successful, again, then we can draw examples from sports or from corporate sector in even India, neighboring India, Sri Lanka, and other places, not to speak of Western countries like United States mostly. I hear $15 billion yearly business cities. I mean, just one figure, but figures can vary. These people are more successful because they have coaches. The coaching is needed. Most people don't know successful level of success, isn't that? I mean, one last thing, and then I'll leave the.
Go ahead. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No. To add to what you were saying, if you ask why does the big tennis player have coaches? Why does the big cricketers, the golfers, the top performers, why do they need if they are the best? So that's the answer, I think, when the CEO says, why do I need
number one?
Yeah. Okay, go for it.
Right. This is no. That's the whole point. And then the list of corporate coaching in corporate world is another story. Unless people are exposed to those, I think many in Bangladesh and the higher level, they read about it, but somehow for one reason or another, they think, oh, it's not for me. It's for somebody else. Or for example, if I think, for example, I don't need a coach, it's the same. I mean, of course, it's been 2 years now that I should have coaches in my life many years back. I'll be honest with you. The reason I didn't go to the next level, the reason the last 1 or 2 years I achieved much more is because I have a coach. I'll be as simple as that. So we say that on your own, okay, you can go, okay, to a certain level or X, because you have, you may have blind self. You may have something that you don't know even about yourself. Those people who don't understand this, I say, when you have bad breath, your nose is so close, still you don't know you have a bad breath. Why? Tell me. I have a clever kind of an odd example that your weakness, everybody else can find out. What brought you here will not get you there. And you realize you have done it, you are now CEO, and so on, and you think that who's good, and the other person doesn't know even my industry much. Why? What would he know? So those myths have to be broken. Have to be for the lack of a better word, must be crushed. That's what I'm going to say. So one final thing, as I was saying. When you stop with your own intelligence, your IQ, EQ, spiritual quotient, you name it, remember that somebody else who is prepared, by the way, is not an average person, but who has been trained either on his own with wisdom or being certified, they can point to something and point by asking questions. Right? It's a conversation, not telling. Peter Drucker has said it a long time back. Average people ask, managers ask, they tell, and the leaders ask questions. The bring out is the inside out, as we are told. So I want to go to both Kamrul. Kamrul received a training. Actually, I shouldn't talk much because he received training from none other than Harvard University as a coaching program, and he completed that successfully. I have a feeling his faculty he's now bringing to Dhaka. That excites me. So I want to hear from Kamrul. Anything else you want to add about coaching? How can we make a coaching culture in organizations, and how can we do a campaign advocacy that it can eventually be less expensive? It can, your own managers, your own leaders will do those. So there's so much benefit. If you may share a few words on this, why coaching? Why not training, counseling, mentoring, advice enough? Why not enough advice? We are so happy to give advice.
Correct. So thank you. So কাজী ভাই যেটা হলো যে one example I think good enough. Saqib Al Hasan, Mashrafi, and the legendary player like Messi or Ronaldo. Their coach may not be bigger than them, but they made Saqib. Because of coach, Saqib is number one. Because of coach, Mashrafi became Mashrafi. Because of Messi, Messi became Messi. Not because of him, but because of the coach. They got a coach behind it. So যেটা meaning হলো যে coaches not necessarily got to be superman, superhuman, or better than his coachee. So, but coach has certain skills, understanding how to bring out the talent from within someone that he is holding inside long time. Something was holding them back. Maybe Mashrafi, maybe Saqib, maybe Messi. But coaches saw them, okay, they got talent, they got ability. But how can he bring it out? So they helped from outside because coaches are outside and we people are inside. So when we are inside, we are playing cricket. We don't see how, I mean, what are the things that are actually happening around. When we are inside, that's a different force. When we are outside, so outside is a coach. Coach can see what a coachee cannot see at all because they are playing, they are on the force. Coaches are outside the force. That's why it is always better to bring somebody outside to help me to bring out inside, not the coach's way, but my way. So a lot of people think the coach will give you the exact solution. No, actually not. Coach will help you to bring out whatever way you want to. We think different, we eat different, we live in different. So that's the biggest difference. So if you want to be, I want to tell, like, if you want to be someone world class, if you want to achieve magnificently, if you're not thinking mediocrity, I think you need a coach. Because you are stuck in somewhere, something is holding you back. Maybe you're hitting the glass ceiling. You don't know, maybe. But a coach can tell you, hey, you got potential. You could do probably looks like 100 times bigger. So what is holding you back? Tell me more. What next? What are you doing? So how can you do that? So these are the questions would help somebody to bring things out, comfort, ease. So that's the fundamental thing. At the beginning, and to say, I think Ranjan can add much more value because he's doing it, and of course, Qazi Bhai, you as well. So this is simple way of my understanding.
My bit. I mean, so many things can be said. Of course, we are not going to say everything. Ranjan, don't tell your best lines. Save it for today. Is just more information. Tell me about Sri Lanka. I mean, India, I know much ahead. Is it like at par? Don't mind my comparison, but I'm saying, how has it picked up in Sri Lanka, for example? I mean, you are a global person. You go all over the world, but I'm still not pigeonholing you. But right now you're in Sri Lanka. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, the difference is that I wouldn't want to, as you rightly said, compare anyone because, again, I'm someone who shies away from this big statistics and numbers and percentages because at the end of it, what matters is one-on-one. If I coach a person, is that going to be useful? And I know many organizations in Sri Lanka do hire coaches. I do coach so many leaders here. And but I haven't spent my energy and focus to find out how many people are actually coached. I don't know whether it's even available and how does it compare with another country. So I haven't gone to that level. But what I can say is that people are aware about the need for coaching and need for development of leaders overall. And however, coaching is used as one of the mechanisms here as well. Quite a bit. So that's my answer. I generally wouldn't. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know to see how many people are coached and how does it compare with someone else. But
no.
based on
Sorry.
my experience, I know people do coaching. They appreciate the value.
Sure.
But not everyone. Some do, some don't. Yeah.
My question, okay, maybe I articulated it
Yeah,
rather awkwardly, but I was trying to understand how does this coaching culture at least get started? Bangladesh conduct day-long, 2-day-long programs. Or if I've done any leadership program, there's a specific mention of, can you add 190-minute session on coaching? There may be other delegation, there will be other topics about stress and time management, productivity that is, and so on. But they say, keep one topic.
do a little bit of coaching as well, among so many other things, is it? Yeah, I think
Which
to answer
is,
your question,
which does not do any service.
doesn't do justice. Yeah. So let me try and
Yes,
explain. Your question was, how does a coaching culture start off in an organization? Generally, it starts off when an influential leader realizes the value for it. Now, this leader might realize the value for it by reading a book, watching some video, some inspirational speech. Maybe this leader might realize the value for it because he or she was coached by someone else, attended some program. So number one is that awareness needs to come.
Shabir Ali.
Hello, Mr. Shabir Ali, how are you?
Yeah. Hello, fine, thank you. How about you all?
Sorry to interrupt.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me continue and then we can introduce. So point I'm saying is that number one is one of the influential leaders, perhaps maybe the CEO, perhaps someone who is influential enough, understands the notion. That's number one. Secondly, this person brings the culture into the organization by starting to coach his or her direct reports. Now, sometimes to do that, these coaches, CEOs may hire a coach from outside. One of the ways I try to percolate a coaching culture is I might coach the CEO and maybe some of the C-level. Then they would coach the next level after about a 3-month period. And after that, they will coach the next level. So it keeps cascading down. And in between, we may run some workshops to give some of the tools, the psychology, the techniques of coaching. And as you rightly said, both of you, coaches don't tell, coaches ask questions. Now, one of my personal philosophies is there is no right answer when it comes to problems related to human behavior, sociology, anything. What worked for me may not work for any of you because I come from a different culture, different country, religion, industry. So many things are different. My education may be different. My challenges may be different. So and it would have happened in a different era. And what happened for, say, Kazibai today, what worked for you today will not work tomorrow because the world keeps changing. So this is the problem with training or mentoring and some of the other techniques where you tend to tell people this is how to do it. And then you try to go and implant that or transplant that and it goes bad. So we would say there's no right answer. And I always say Google is dangerous because you go and Google something. People sometimes think Google has all the answers. Half of it is fake. Half of it is not verified. Maybe there might be something which is useful. But then those happened in the past. Everything which is published now is obsolete the next second. Is obsolete. The world keeps moving. So my way of coaching is giving the tools and techniques for people to think on their own. Okay, this is what worked for me. This is the tool. Okay, now put your problem into it. See how it works out. Asking questions, thinking, reflecting, analyzing. So that's the concept we need to bring in so that we empower people to be their own coach. So I think that's my kind of contribution to what both of you said up to now on how it's different to something else and how to really bring that culture into an organization.
Absolutely. No. You now work with CEOs, but even in Bangladesh, you were CEO in 2 major organizations I know, at you started off this superstore Agora whole culture in Bangladesh, and also at Apollo Hospital, which is another industry leader in Bangladesh. They, I think, have changed their name, and an American company has taken over now. Probably they will take it to the next level. No, so when you talk, I find that wisdom, that experience reflected, because what you would have done, you already have done, is that, and that worked. That asking questions, as you said, you make it more sustainable, and then you don't want to stop there. You want to introduce the right tools so that they become more analytical, reflect, as you said. I'm just paraphrasing you. Thank you so much. So already we three have talked a lot. So I know Shabbir bhai, আমরা বাংলা ইংরেজি মিলিয়ে বলছি, not that আমিও বাংলায় বলছি, আপনিও ইংরেজি ভালো বলতে পারেন, আমি সরি আমি ওটা হিন্ট করছি না। you can choose your কারণ আপনি 17 তারিখের আপনার ভাষণে তো বাংলা বলতে পারবেন না, but here you may be able to use both languages or one language, no problem. So আমরা একটু ভাবছিলাম যে এই বাংলাদেশে তো মাল্টিনেশনাল কোম্পানিরা যাও কোচিং করে, তারা ট্রেনড আপ হয়। আমি আজকে দুটো অ্যাড দেখলাম, ICF সার্টিফিকেশন নিয়ে দুটো কোম্পানি বাংলাদেশে চেষ্টা করছে। আমার কোম্পানি গত 2 মাস আগে চেষ্টা করলো, একজনও কিন্তু আমি এনরোল করাতে পারিনি। হ্যাঁ, এটা রিয়েলিটি, ইটস ওকে। তবে আমিও এখনো শুরু করিনি ওই ICF সার্টিফিকেশন, এটাও অনেস্টলি বলবো, বাট আই সুন উইল স্টার্ট। অনুরোধের সাথে কথা হচ্ছে, দ্যাটস জাস্ট অ্যানাদার স্টোরি। আমি আপনার কাছে এই আমাদের সামনের যে লিডারশিপ সেমিনার এবং কোচিং নিয়ে ডক্টর পিটার চি আসছেন, ওয়ার্ল্ডের নাম্বার 1 স্ট্র্যাটেজিক ইনোভেশন কোচ, এবং আপনি একজন অসম্ভব স্বনামধন্য, কি বলবো, HR প্র্যাকটিশনার, প্রেসিডেন্ট অফ HR ক্লাব ইন বাংলাদেশ, সামথিং। এটা একটা বিরাট ইনোভেশন বাংলাদেশে। সব মিলিয়ে সিটি গ্রুপের অ্যাজ ডিরেক্টর HR, আপনার কিছু মন্তব্য আমরা শুনতে চাই এই কোচিং এবং এই প্রোগ্রাম নিয়ে। কোনো বাধা ধরার প্রশ্ন করলাম না আপনাকে, প্লিজ শেয়ার ইউর থটস।
So thank you very much for connecting me in today's session. আমি বাংলাতেই প্রথমে বলি, কিছুটা ইংরেজিতে হয়তো রঞ্জনের জন্য বলবো, বা রঞ্জন মনে হয় কিছু কিছু বাংলা এর ভিতরে বোঝা শুরু করেছে আমার মনে হয়।
I know a little bit, also Jani.
That's good. Ranjan, great to see you here. Great to see Kamrul bhai and a leader like our Kazi bhai. আমি সব সময় বলি যে great leader, Bangladesh one of the leading leader, Kazi bhai. I really am fond of him. আমি যেটা মনে করি সেটা হলো যে আমাদের বাংলাদেশে দু ধরনের সমস্যা আছে। একটা হচ্ছে দেশি অর্গানাইজেশনের প্রবলেম, আর একটা হচ্ছে ইন্টারন্যাশনাল কিংবা মাল্টিন্যাশনাল অর্গানাইজেশন। সো আপনি যদি পার্সেন্টেজে দেখেন যে 100-র ভিতরে হয়তো 5 থেকে 7% অর্গানাইজেশন আছে যেগুলো ইন্টারন্যাশনাল অর্গানাইজেশন কিংবা কোনো না কোনোভাবে ইন্টারন্যাশনাল টাচ আছে, বাকি 95% অর্গানাইজেশন কিন্তু বাংলাদেশি। So I have had working experience with all type of organizations. I have worked with the multinational, at the same time international joint venture, and also Bangladeshi group of companies. So what is our challenge is the international and the multinational companies, they have got some sort of, cultural readiness. I mean, the culture is imposed from the top, from the corporate or from the global companies. So they have something to, they have some defined ground এবং defined realities, and with that you can work. প্রবলেমটা হচ্ছে বাংলাদেশি অর্গানাইজেশনে, বড় বাংলাদেশি কর্পোরেট যেগুলো অর্গানাইজেশন আছে সেখানে কাজ করার লিডারশিপের চ্যালেঞ্জ, কোচিং এর চ্যালেঞ্জ, অনেকগুলো চ্যালেঞ্জ আছে। আজকেও একটা ফোরামে কথা হচ্ছিল কয়েকজন HR হেডের সাথে, তো সেখানে বলছিলাম যে আসলে আমাদের চ্যালেঞ্জগুলো কি যদি আমরা আইডেন্টিফাই করি। বিগেস্ট চ্যালেঞ্জ হলো যে আপনার লিডারশিপের সাইলো অ্যাপ্রোচ অফ লিডারশিপ আমাদের বাংলাদেশে, যেখানে কোচ হওয়া তো দূরের কথা, বেশিরভাগ লিডারই চিন্তা করেছে সে কত তাড়াতাড়ি বোর্ডের কাছে গিয়ে পছন্দনীয় পাত্রে পরিণত হবে। তো এটার সাথে রিলেটিভ আরো অনেকগুলো প্রসঙ্গ চলে আসবে। আমাদের সবাই চায়, আইটির হেড চায় সে তাড়াতাড়ি কিভাবে গিয়ে পছন্দনীয় ব্যক্তিতে পরিণত হবে, ফাইন্যান্সের হেড চায় কত দ্রুত সে রিপোর্টিংটা দিয়ে সে তাড়াতাড়ি তার কারিশমাটা দেখাবে। একইভাবে মার্কেটিং এর হেড, একইভাবে সাপ্লাই চেইনের হেড, সবাই চায় যার যার মতো করে যেতে। তো এই যে সাইলো অ্যাপ্রোচ, এই সাইলো অ্যাপ্রোচের কারণে যেটা হয় যে দুটো জিনিস হয়, একটা হচ্ছে সে ম্যানেজমেন্টের কাছে নিজে নিজে যাচ্ছে, আরেকটা হচ্ছে সে তার নিজের লোকজনকে যখন ট্রিট করে, লোকজনকে ট্রিট করতে গিয়ে সে সবাইকে কিন্তু একই ট্রিটমেন্ট দেয়, মানে একই প্যারাসিটামল দিয়ে ট্রিটমেন্ট দেওয়া। ব্যাপারটা হলো সে আশা করে সবাই সকালে তার কাছে যাবে, গিয়ে বলবে যে তোমার কি সমস্যা, তোমার কি সমস্যা, তোমার কি সমস্যা, সবারটা শুনবে, শুনে সেই সিদ্ধান্ত দেবে, ওই সিদ্ধান্ত নিয়ে প্রত্যেকে কাজ করবে, এটাই তাদের এক্সপেকটেশন থাকে। এই যে সাইলো লিডারশিপের যে সমস্যাটা, এখানে যেটা হয় সেই লিডার হিসেবে আজীবন থাকতে চায় এবং মনে করে যে এই লিডারশিপের লিডার আমি তো লিডার, আমি তো ফিগার হেড। তো ফিগার হেড মানেই হচ্ছে লিডারশিপ, এটা তাদের আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ডিং। এটা একটা বড় সমস্যা হয়ে গেছে আমাদের বাংলাদেশের অর্গানাইজেশন গুলোতে। এই সাইলো লিডারশিপ অ্যাপ্রোচ যেটা, এটা একটা ব্যারিয়ার ক্রিয়েট করছে আমাদের। আরেকটা আসছে সেটা হলো আপনার ম্যানেজিং ক্রস ফাংশনাল কোলাবোরেশন, যেটা এইটা এই লিডারশিপের সাথে অ্যাসোসিয়েটেড, কোনোভাবেই কোলাবোরেশন হতে দেয় না। এবং কোলাবোরেশন হলে কিন্তু খুব ইজিলি সাকসেসফুল কাম, কোনো সন্দেহ নাই। একটা কাজ করতে গেলে অর্গানাইজেশনে, আমাদের অর্গানাইজেশনগুলোতে যেটা আছে গ্রুপ অ্যাপ্রোচ আছে, টিম অ্যাপ্রোচ নাই। সমস্যাটা হলো গ্রুপ আছে। কাজী ভাই অনেক অর্গানাইজেশনে ট্রেনিং করিয়ে বেড়ান, উনি জানেন, উনি পালস দেখলেই বুঝবেন যে এই যে ডিপার্টমেন্ট আলাদা আলাদা কাজ করে, ইট ইজ নাথিং বাট গ্রুপ অ্যাপ্রোচ। গ্রুপ অ্যাপ্রোচ হতে গেলে সেখানে ক্রস ফাংশনাল কোলাবোরেশন ইজ নিডেড। সো হোয়াট ইজ অ্যাবসেন্ট, ক্রস ফাংশনাল কোলাবোরেশন টোটালি নাই বললেই চলে। তো এগুলো নিয়ে আমরা যখন কাজ করি তখন আমরা দেখি যে আপনি কোনোভাবেই আর একটা ইম্পর্টেন্ট ফিচার আছে যেটা না বললেই না, সেটা ফিয়ার এন্ড এনজাইটি কালচার। তার মানে পিপল উইল ওয়ার্ক if you impose fear and anxiety, people will work, people will not work. These are the common কিছু ক্যারেক্টারিস্টিক্স আমি বললাম আমাদের লিডারশিপের চ্যালেঞ্জ। তো এই সমস্ত চ্যালেঞ্জ নিয়ে কাজ করতে গেলে অর্গানাইজেশনে একজন লিডারকে, বাংলাদেশি অর্গানাইজেশনের লিডারকে যথেষ্ট বেগ পেতে হয়। এবং তারপরে ইদানিং যেটা হয়েছে সেটা হলো আমরা দেখছি খুব বেশি, সেটা হচ্ছে ম্যানেজিং যে ইমোশন অফ দি টপ ম্যানেজমেন্ট। তার মানে আপনার ব্যবসা যখন সাফার করছে তখন সে তার ইমোশনাল আউটবার্সটা খুব দ্রুত করে ফেলছে। আপনার উপরে যিনি আছেন, যিনি স্টেক হোল্ডার, তার ইমোশন বোঝা, এন্ড এট দি সেম টাইম ম্যানেজিং ইউর টিমস ইমোশন। বিকজ এই যে কোভিড এর সময় মানুষজন কিভাবে অফিসে আসবে, তার কি কি ব্যক্তিগত সমস্যা আছে, তার ফ্যামিলিতে প্রবলেম আছে কিনা, এই জিনিসগুলো চিন্তা করা তো দূরের কথা, আমরা বেশিরভাগই আমরা ব্যস্ত থাকি যে ওয়ার্ক ডেলিভারি নিয়ে। বাংলাদেশি অর্গানাইজেশনগুলোতে বেশিরভাগই রিমেইন বিজি ইন ওয়ার্ক ডেলিভারি। সুতরাং এখানে ওয়ার্ক লাইফ ব্যালেন্সটা almost neglected. Most of the organization এটা neglected. So these are our challenges, যেগুলো আমার মনে হয় যে চিকিৎসা করতে গেলে, মানে if you want to treat all these challenges, in that case we have to come from the top, I believe. I mean, we have to create the culture on the top. কাজী ভাই আরো ভালো গুছিয়ে বলতে পারবেন, আমি গুছিয়ে বলতে পারছি না হয়তো। সেটা হলো যে আপনি যতক্ষণ না উপরে এডুকেট করছেন, উপরের লেভেলকে এডুকেট করছেন, মানে পানিটা মাথায় দিলে তাহলে পা গা গড়িয়ে পড়বে। মানে if you put the water on the head, then you will find that whole body will get some water. Otherwise, it is really difficult. So আমার খুব সত্যিকারের ফিলিংস গুলো শেয়ার করলাম আর কি। So this is what is happening in Bangladesh organization.
Absolutely. I'm sure Ranjan has picked up all the key words you said in English, and then explanation to Bangla Bujhte Pare Kichu Alpo Alpo, he already said. If I were to summarize, if I were to summarize, I would say you painted a very, you brought a lot of clarity. By the way, I made a mistake by saying Director HR, your group HR. This is like entire group you're directing. I'm sorry, I made a mistake there. But anyway, I want to say that AJ 5-7% is contribution from international, joint venture, or multinational. But the huge majority is like, 93 to 95%. From what you said, so much potential is lost. Isn't that true? I mean, you have really said it, because I never worked in those capacities in corporates that you have, or as Ranjan have. Each of us have our unique vantage point. And you identify identified how the silo mentality of leaders have created kind of, they're competing for attention of the chairman, the MD, the CEO. Instead of developing the junior colleagues, instead of coaching, they are
Right.
making them dependent. You said correctly. They say, come to me. Don't do anything without what I tell you. You just do it. It's so sad. That and then not to mention, after you're the follower, they forget that leaders create other leaders. Ar bollam na, at least এইটুকুন,
Very right definition you say.
so এইটাই আর কি না। No, I'm so glad. আমি ফ্রেশ ভাবে আপনার কাছ থেকে আবার এই যে আমাদের যে লিডারশিপ সেমিনারের কথা বলছি আমরা, the world's #1, strategic innovation coach, and in Asia, he's working our Ranjan, and in Bangladesh, Judi Ekjon multinational public, have been my, shall I say, I role model. I can say that. But that helped me. That way, I also became pretty good, and going beyond Bangladesh, and competing and delivering in Malaysia, in Afghanistan, in India. This is cool. It worked for me. So Ranjan, thank you for choosing Bangladesh. I would like to say. I know we have to finish. We have to finish off. So আমি ভাবছি যে একটা আইডিয়া দিয়ে যদি আমরা শেষ করি, because we heard Sabbir Bhai, we heard Kamrul Hassan and Ranjan, but why would people on 17th, why would they join us? This is not a paid program. Of course, in future there will be serious paid program, as Kamrul was saying, that ICF coach certified trainer process will be there, and so on. Many other programs, actually, online programs to begin with, because given the adaptation that we're making. But why would they? How would they benefit by attending another Bangladesh Leadership Success Seminar? On the spot, if you Kamrul, maybe. Okay, Kamrul.
সাব্বির ভাই বলতে পারেন, বলেন, সমস্যা নেই।
Go ahead, Kamrul, please.
আমি শুধু একটা কথাই বলবো যে the whole notion of a coach versus boss একটা বিষয়ে ডিফারেন্ট। কোচের একটাই অবজেক্টিভ থাকে, হাউ ক্যান আই মেক ইউ সাকসেসফুল। যখন বস যখন এই ফিলিংটা তৈরি করতে পারে টুয়ার্ডস হিজ কলিগ, যে মাই বস ইজ লুকিং ফরওয়ার্ড, হাউ আই ক্যান আই হেল্প ইউ টু বিকাম ইউ এ সাকসেস, or to bring you whatever you want to do successfully. Versus boss concept holo je, okay, I will not let you do that, I will take the credit, but coach is, how can I help you to do it successfully, to do it more, even better, tell me more, how can I help you? এই কনসেপ্টটাই চেঞ্জ হয়ে যাবে when I want to be coached by somebody, my success হবার যে পসিবিলিটিস, এই যে মাইন্ড শিফটিং, যে আমি একটা জায়গায় যাব ঢাকা থেকে চিটাগং, I can go probably in 10 hours, but with the help of a coach probably I can go there in 2 hours. They'd be able to understand it on 17th, how to and why.
Thank you.
If I'm to give a response to that question, I think when people come on the 17th, they need to understand, or they will understand, that every good leader needs to be a good coach. Every good leader has to be a good coach. Otherwise, you don't have the legitimate right to be a leader. I'm sure that with the stories and examples and the concept, everyone will understand whether they have the coaching. There are certain characteristics, qualities which are almost inborn. You can develop them to be a coach. So when you come there, everyone will realize whether they can be a good coach which means they can be a leader. For example, if you take a parent, everyone can be a parent, everyone can be, but everyone doesn't become a parent. You don't have to be a parent. Okay, you can choose to be single, right? You don't have to be, and you can be, but you don't have to be. But certain people who does it are people who really love doing it. They want to be a parent. They want to love and bring up children. Similarly, a good leader is like a parent. If you want to be a good leader, everyone can be one, but you don't have to be one. If you don't want to be a good leader, then you go and do an individual role, a specialized role. It's not a leadership role. Everyone can't do it, but potential is there. But if you get the coaching skills, yes, you can get it done. So you need to just love being a coach. You need to have empathy. You need to understand people. And I think we will hear a lot of stories, a lot of examples, a lot of tools, and then everyone can decide, do I choose to be a leader or not? Do I choose to be a leader or not? So I suppose that decision people can make on the 17th.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Thank you so much.
I will share my views from three perspectives. One is we are expecting a lot of participants, hopefully, in this seminar will be joining. If I say the C-suite professional, those who are coming from the top management, if they join this seminar, in their case, they will have a different perspective of coaching, because how coaching can benefit them, how coaching can reduce their tension, how coaching can help them in achieving their business objectives, how coaching can help them in managing better. This will be a great benefit for the C-suite professional. I must say that the importance of coaching and the benefits of coaching and the techniques of coaching will benefit them undoubtedly to a great extent, I consider. And the second level, the mid-level management, if they join this seminar, in that case, they will be benefited from a different perspective, like how they can develop their career, taking care of their reporting. Those who are there in the first level management, they will understand how to handle them better, and they will also learn how to better cope with their seniors. So for the mid-level management, I will say whoever is joining in this seminar, they will be greatly benefited, because for them there will be a lot of learning from this seminar. And for the entry-level management, I mean, if we consider three levels of management, the entry-level management, they will have, because they have got long way to go. So at this stage, such a rich seminar will enrich their career in such a manner so that their, the future days, I believe, will be really very smooth, because they will have two types of opportunity. I mean, when the C-suites are joining these and when the mid-level managements are joining this seminar, so they will have automatically a ground ready for coaching for them. So they will have the coaching benefit. They will be also learning the techniques which they can apply in their direct reportings. So I think this is going to be a huge opportunity for all levels of management of people. That is what I am considering.
In one sentence, just shifting of mindset.
Thank you so much.
Shifting of mindset, which is very important for the leader and also the employees and also the employer, for everybody. As Sabir Bhai earlier was saying, that employer now they also need to shift the traditional way of doing business and thinking and treating the resources. This is also important. So they also need to understand why they need to introduce the coaching culture for his or her own business success. So that is the important thing. Shift of the mind, the belief system.
Absolutely. So maybe my 2 cents now, a couple of sentences, and then we finish up today. Those viewers on our pages, we are happy to be able to be with you to share. This is an information session on 2 events coming up. One, of course, was the Bangladesh Leadership Success Seminar that we have been talking now. But at the beginning, you have heard, we were talking about Next Gen Leaders Virtual Summit, where 7,500 students from 100 different universities they have already completed, I forgot that many hours of soft skills training and high quality global soft skills training online, and with the support of blended learning philosophy, because there were mentors and so on. Now 60 different speakers from across the world are coming. So we talked about it anyway. But I would say, if you ask me why would you come, I just want, apart from what my other colleagues here have said, is, of course, this is a free session, I want to emphasize. And from the comfort of your home, you can listen to the world's #1 strategic innovation coach at no cost of yours. Second, you will have a feeling that what is the cutting edge information about coaching. We are, as Shabbir Ali Bhai has mentioned very clearly, those challenges that especially the national companies, group of companies or medium enterprises, I believe small enterprises, let's not talk about that. What's happening is we are doing just the opposite. We are giving advice at our own peril. We are keeping the knowledge and the wisdom to ourselves, sadly thinking that the others cannot do it, will not be able to do it, as if they will have to be dependent on leaders. And this culture is what Kamrul said. We have to introduce the coaching culture, and you have to change the mindset from silo mindset to leader's mindset. I think you can ask questions directly to the panel. Of course, 4 of us will also share our thoughts. We'll be sharing for about 40 minutes. So invite you on our Facebook, on other social media, email. So I look 1 or 2 words, any you can share, and then we can end with that. Maybe your last word or a couple of words.
So one word is everything is a possibility, but you have to explore and you have to look for, you have to step up for the possibility.
So let me give a few words, and I would say that whatever you do, do it with a higher purpose. Do it with something, for a bigger reason. We are all here in this world to be of service to this world. I would think a great leader is a great human being. And if you can develop those qualities, that's what my little advice is. Please do come on the 17th. We can talk more about it. Thank you.
You that all of we are doing good. I mean, all of we are pursuing our best. But this is an excellent opportunity to fine-tune our thoughts and our mindsets. I believe with this fine-tuning, this will bring more and more progress for all of us. So I would invite everyone, all levels, whatever may be the levels, please join this seminar and get to know something new, something from a very, very renowned personality, Dr. Peter Chi. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Excellent. With this, I am signing off. Bold and Future Leaders jointly organized the information session for the benefit of the public, the CEOs, the mid-level, and eventually everybody will benefit. With these words, I also, along with others, invite you all. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank